Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity, a show about weirdos. With your hosts, John Fahey, Aaron Peter, and Matt Brousseau.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity. It's a show about weirdos. Doggone it. My name is John Boy. It is John Boy time. I am your host, John Francis Fahey. Joining me, as ever, is the pinnacle and perfection of perversion, my friend, Aaron Joseph Peter.
The naughty by nature boy.
Oh, my God. Naughty by nature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me.
Mm-hmm.
To my right,
my left.
Your left. I've said it before and I'll say it again. The star of Hot Cum Slime Machine. The man with the 100 centibyte hard drive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Matt Brousseau.
Oh, that thing stores a lot.
Yeah, it fills.
Yeah.
And empties.
CD head alone.
Yeah. I mean, he's obsolete now.
Yeah.
I mean, CD Head was my nickname in high school.
Some seedy head was my name.
Seedy.
Yeah.
You ever feel like going out and doing something seedy? Oh, God. Gentlemen, I know you love to celebrate.
Oh, my God. How did you know that?
Well, I've spent some time with you
That's
fellas.
true. Yeah, you have celebrated with us.
Yep.
So I got this this message from young Carly Repack, and she wants to send a birthday shout out. Today is his birthday when this episode debuts.
Oh my God.
He goes by Sally Jesse Raphael. His name is Jesse. Birthday is the 27th of July. That's today. If you're hearing this broadcast immediately.
Oh my God.
And we just want to. He's
He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
Oh, solid dude.
He's a patron. His wife loves him. You know,
And we love him.
and we love him. So happy birthday, Jesse. We love you.
Happy birthday, Jesse.
Isn't that sweet?
It's
That is
sweet.
very nice.
For guys like us to do something like that is honestly like pat myself on the back.
We are good
That one's
dudes.
for me.
Yeah.
And you, Jesse. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking with you, man. You know I love you, dog. Good time on the Patreon last week. That was
Yeah.
that was very nice.
Very nice to
Yeah.
be back.
It's a good potpourri.
Oh, little
Grab bag.
little sprinklings.
Oh.
Yeah. Dust it up.
It's a real good time. Got some fun profiles coming up, and then we're trying to get into the studio real quick.
Yeah.
We will see the return of Joe K. Very exciting fan favorite.
Yes.
Oh.
But-
He's a pussy boss, baby.
He's the bussy boss, and there's no denying it. If you're not on the Patreon, like
What are you doing?
yeah, like our friend Jesse. If you're not buying shirts on the Etsy store, man, there's fucking some good ones, dude.
Some great ones.
Real good ones.
Subscribe, rate, and review.
Yeah, we don't ever really bring that up enough, but it does help.
It does. If you could leave some 1 to 5 star reviews.
Yeah. If you're on the fucking the YouTubes, smash the bell.
Yeah. Like, subscribe.
Like,
Sure,
subscribe. Yeah, teabag the bell.
Oh, fuck it. Yep.
Okay, motorboat the bell.
Boom, boom.
Be careful.
Tuck the bell.
Throw my motor
Hide
back.
it later. Surprise.
Ooh.
Tap the bell end.
Oh,
Feels so good.
don't crack it.
Uh-oh.
Like the Liberty Bell.
No. We don't want that.
No.
But Aaron, what we're here today for is you have a special little show for us.
I do. I have a little bit of a profile for my boys.
Oh.
And it combines things that I know you both love.
Oh. Okay.
Matt, I know you love meats.
The meat sky.
Yep.
Matt.
Yep.
And
yeah.
John, I know you love the Japanese.
I do.
Wow.
Big fan.
This is, man.
One could call you a weeb.
I am quite,
Super weeb.
Yeah.
I'm quite the weeb.
Yeah, he's got those anime stickers on the back of his car.
That's going around right now,
Dude,
man.
Yeah.
People have got like all kinds of guys exploding out of their gas tanks.
Yeah, dude. Big old
and
buxom Chun-Li's and stuff. Like all sorts of
Wild.
really cool stuff. Let me start off by giving you a little bit of history of something called teppanyaki cooking.
Okay.
Are we familiar with teppanyaki cooking?
Nope.
I am not.
Well, it's cooking Western influenced food on a large iron griddle.
Okay, I've known that part.
Okay, now it's been around for more than 70 years, and it's been and it comes from the combination of the Japanese word teppan, meaning iron plate, and yaki, meaning
Disgusting.
grilled or boiled food, broiled food.
Yaki.
and it makes it easy to cook a whole meal quickly on the same surface that it's being cooked on.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Japanese chef Shigeji Fujioka first developed teppanyaki in the 1940s. It wasn't popular locally, but post-war American tourists and returning GIs loved it. With the familiarity, and he would cook like a steak on it, as opposed to more traditional Japanese dishes like wheat flour pancakes with fish, things like that. He's like, I'm gonna really, make it off of these Americans who love their beef.
That meat.
Yeah. And like the chef's cooking in front of them and stuff like that.
Flipping utensils.
Not too much longer before that, one Yunosuke Aoki, who is the descendant of a samurai.
Wow.
From the Wakayama Prefecture, which served in the Kishu domain.
Correct.
He opened up a little spot with his wife Katsu. It was originally called Ellington, but then the U.S. bombed the shit out of Japan for a number of years. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this.
I did hear about
There
that.
were a few years where we bombed the shit out of Japan.
Yeah. What was that about? I don't know. We'll cover on the Patreon.
I don't know. I saw the Barbie movie, man. And while strolling through the rubble, it was called Ellington.
Yes.
And so it had a jazz
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
vibe to it.
After the Duke.
After the Duke. He himself did a little vaudeville acting and tap dancing.
Ooh.
But after the carpet bombing, one day, this legend has it that he was strolling through the rubble while deciding what to do about his next restaurant, cafe, club venture.
Oh, not Duke Ellington, but
No.
Yes, of course. Yes.
Yunosuke Aoki.
Okay.
And he sees a lowly little red safflower growing from the rubble.
Okay.
And he names his new cafe after this flower. And in Japanese, safflower is Benihana.
Wow.
This guy has a son named Hiroaki Rocky Aoki. He was born in 1938. And now, according to Rocky, his father was a playboy, again, with a love for vaudeville in the restaurant business. And he would take after his father a little bit in this way. Hiroaki, a.k.a. Rocky, spent a lot of his days at his dad's coffee shop in Tokyo. He would try to set his coffee shop apart from the other coffee shops in the area by riding his bike or walking like miles to go get real sugar. Because during the war and after the war, the sugar ration it was a hot commodity. So this kind of inspired him to go the extra mile in a lot of things in his life. So as a young man, he was interested in music. He was in a band. He was good at sports. He played a bass guitar in a group called Rowdy Sounds.
Oh, okay.
That's a good time.
Were they? Did they sound rowdy?
I think they were pretty rowdy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
No word if there was any rowdy pipers involved. If that instrument was played.
So wait. So he was born in 1938. Okay. So yeah, he's a teenager, right in those post-war years. And things are getting rowdy in Japan.
Yeah, a lot of American influence one way or another.
Yeah.
For sure.
He said that he wasn't very good at keeping a beat. He said, quote, no tempo.
Okay.
He said, I like Elvis. He's a bad boy rebel. Rocky had stolen pictures of girls at school. He was suspended for pushing another student down a staircase. And of course, he was in Rowdy Sounds.
Yeah.
He would later go on to say that we copy our American idols, like Japanese doing rap now.
Uh-huh.
Did I miss that?
I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you're just not into the Japanese rap scene.
Yeah, I guess so. Okay. They're not in. Yeah.
There's a colloquialism for it.
I know what you're going to...
Oh, no.
What? It rhymes.
Oh, good.
Rap. It rhymes.
Yeah.
Okay.
He says, I play bass, but I tell you why I changed to wrestling. No good on tempo. So he focused on athletics. At Keio University in Tokyo, he did track and karate, and he was captain of the wrestling team.
Uh-huh.
He got an alternate spot on Japan's 1960 Olympic team.
Wow.
That was in Rome for you keeping track at home.
For wrestling.
Yes.
Okay. Wow.
although he didn't participate in the 1960 games, but he did travel with the team to the U.S., where they wrestled in exhibition matches. He was in the 112-pound weight class and was undefeated. This attracted the attention of some American colleges, many of which offered him a scholarship. And it would end up settling down there at the Springfield College in Springfield, Massachusetts.
Oh my God! Probably right near the last years of its peak.
Yeah, those good wrestling.
Yeah.
So then he immigrates to America to focus on wrestling. He won the world champion AAU flyweight title 3 years in a row.
Wow. Oh, shit.
1962, 1963, 1964. He would later go on to be inducted in the National Wrestling Hall of Fame in 1995.
Wow.
Yeah. He did spend some time, like I said, at Springfield College in Massachusetts. Then he transferred to C.W. Post College.
Okay, where's that?
That's on Long Island, New York.
Long Island.
Oh my God.
You familiar with C.W. Post?
Sure.
Is that a cool place, John?
Oh, yeah.
He said,
All the coolest guys are there.
yeah, all the wrestlers, leotards, unitards. There's a few.
All those lean Japanese guys coming out in the leotards.
Oh God, so sinewy. But he said around 1963 he had started getting a little bit bored, disillusioned with wrestling. It may have been because he broke one student's leg and another one's nose and got into fights and got expelled from post college.
Oh man, he's kept up those rowdy ways, man.
But he loved the States.
Yeah.
And so he enrolled at New York City Community College.
Ooh, okay.
And pursued a degree in restaurant management. And he held a variety of odd jobs. Was always a hard worker with great ingenuity, stick-to-itiveness.
Very good. Very good.
I love stick-to-itiveness.
Well, as a wrestler, it's very important.
Yes. On your teppanyaki, you don't want stick-to-itiveness.
No.
You want it nice and greased up.
That's exactly right.
But one job he took to make money was he drove a Mr. Softee ice cream truck.
Oh, my favorite.
Really?
I love Mr. Softee.
He would do it 7 days a week.
No, I adore him. I used to chase Mr. Softee down the street when it passed by my grandfather's house because in Western Long Island, Eastern Long Island, you didn't see it. But at my grandfather's house in closer to the city, you would see them. And then in the summer in Manhattan, you'll pretty much see one like every other block.
Okay.
It's got the guy with the swirly cone head.
Yeah.
It's Mr. Softee.
Yeah.
And it's a soft serve ice cream truck, and they have the syrups and the decadence and very delicious nice butterscotch sundae off a truck on a hot day.
Hot summer day in New York.
For God's
The
sake.
Big Apple.
Yeah, you're down by the beach where all the garbage is, eating an ice cream.
Yeah.
God, whiffing in all the sights and smells of
Just sitting on the beach, just having yourself a butterscotch sundae, watching the Japanese wrestlers go by.
lick.
Boy.
Don't mind if I don't mind if I do.
I'm melting faster than this ice cream.
His first assignment was down Manhattan, and all the drivers after hours would get back together at the plant and talk about their haul. And it didn't take him long to discover that Midtown was not the place to maximize his profit. So he decided to go to Harlem, where nobody else would go.
Yeah, smart.
And he would, his reasoning there was, I figured that if nobody was selling ice cream there, then there'd be a lot of thirsty people. So I went to Harlem. He said, the danger didn't concern me at all. I was in shape from wrestling, and anyway, I'd been in fights my whole life.
And I had a car.
Besides, I lived downtown on Suffolk Street. There was danger. The custom was for most drivers to sell out for the day and go home, but he would go back and fill up 2-3 times and service the good people of Harlem.
Yeah.
Who need their Mr. Softee just as much as anybody else.
Absolutely.
I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what John says.
Shut up.
He said, Harlem wanted ice cream as much as the Japanese wanted sugar in his daddy's coffee. So he went the extra mile for
That's good. Yeah, this guy cares.
And he added his own personal flair as well. He would, as opposed to the traditional Mr. Softee jingle, he would play Japanese music.
Nice.
And this was right around the time that Sukiyaki, the song, maybe we could pull it up, was tearing up the U.S. Billboard charts.
You know how it goes?
Oh, you know how it goes. Actually, I think I have it up here. We'll play it. It's called Ue Omuti Aruko, alternatively titled Sukiyaki by Kyu Sakamoto. It's been heavily sampled in a lot of R&B and rap songs.
Probably because of Mr. Softee bringing it to Harlem.
I mean, that was a childhood. Yeah.
Matt, do you want me to do it on my thing?
Sure.
The joy that, you know, Mr. Softee's coming and he could be playing anything.
It could be playing anything. And he would put a... do you have it?
Yeah.
Okay. And he would... just imagine yourself. You're out in Harlem.
Yeah.
Right?
Hot day.
Hot day. Mr. Softee's coming. Is it an ad?
Yeah. Wiener Schnitzel, I heard.
Mm-hmm.
And he would put a little umbrella in there.
Oh, that's nice.
Make it get a little festive, you know?
Tropical experience.
A little Japanese paper umbrella. Oh, Mr. Softee, it's so hot out.
Daddy DeMarco. Oh, I need some Tylenol. Oh, yeah.
It's all because of you. Heavily sampled and copied, imitated, never duplicated.
Man, I just want to hear the song. I don't even need ice cream. I just want to hear the song.
But imagine
down the road.
if you did have ice cream.
I know.
Doesn't it sound almost Buddy Holly-ish or something?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Again, the American influence in Japan was thick. Within 4 months, he had tucked away about 10 grand. And this would be seed money for his next venture.
Seed is...
But it didn't come easy. On 3 occasions, he parked his truck and locked it up, only to return the entire inventory stolen.
Damn it.
They fucking jacked Mr. Softee 3 times.
What do you mean? Like
They just went and jacked the ice cream out the truck.
Where'd he go?
Isn't it all in machines? You gotta pour it out into garbage bags.
A couple Home Depot buckets.
Just guys
all the
dragging him down
cones.
the street. Bag of Softee.
One evening, he was checking the generator in the truck.
We gotta move this fast.
It's melting.
Shit! I thought you guys got ice cream. This is just water.
Shit.
Does anybody know a cold place?
I've got 1,500 Japanese paper umbrellas and a 45 of sukiyaki. He was checking the generator in the truck one night, and he felt a man grab him around the neck, another man punch him in the ribs, and another poked his knife in his right leg.
Jam it.
One of the guys said, walk to the building and don't turn around. They took everything right down to his shoes, and he ran for a minute, and then he says, like the idiot I was, I turned around and ran after them, but he never found them, and he didn't call the police at that time.
The police wouldn't believe a guy with no shoes.
Another time late in the season, just before he's going to go back to school, he's in the Mr. Softee truck, and a New York City police officer approached him and asked him to, 1, pay him protection money.
Wow.
2, move his truck from where it's illegally double parked, and 3, show him a vendor's license, which he did not have.
Mm-hmm. I would guess that the first thing fixes the 2.
I would hope so.
Oh yeah, big time.
Rocky took the guy's billy club away from him and engaged him in a scuffle. Another cop showed up, and Rocky used his wrestling and karate moves to fend them off. Man, and by that time, a crowd of several hundred had gathered on the sidewalk.
Oh my God!
You can imagine what that's like in Harlem.
Holy shit!
I mean, dude, these guys, Harlem
he's
loves
got him in the
karate.
camel clutch.
It's fucking Bruce Lee up in it. It was
Yeah.
redder than that time.
So he's fighting 2 of them.
Yeah.
With their own weapons.
And finally, the cuffs came out, and he surrendered himself and let him get cuffed behind his back. But in a final gesture of superiority, he worked the cuffs down his back, under his hip, and through his legs, so they landed in front of him. By the time he got out of the car, just to show that he
Just to show, you don't know who you're fucking with here.
Quote: I was very flexible at that time. Continuing on, ladies. So he, like I said, he had saved $10,000 from Mr. Softee, and he was also just completing his restaurant management degree around this time as well, 1963 and 1964. And he said that I spent 3 years making a systematic analysis of the U.S. restaurant market. He once said, "What I discovered is that Americans enjoy eating in exotic surroundings, but are deeply mistrustful of exotic foods. Beef, chicken, shrimp. They love that shit.
But they also like weird shit on the walls.
They like weird shit on the walls.
Yeah.
They like the feeling of exotic.
Yes.
So
It's got to be laid out perfectly.
Yeah, but how lame can you get?
So with his degree
Give me a hamburger in the ocean.
and islands
Yeah, give me an old ski on the wall for no reason.
Yeah.
and one of those talking fish.
Yeah.
He used the 10 grand, borrowed a little money, I believe from his father, and he opens his restaurant on 56th Street in Manhattan, a block away from what is today Trump Tower. 25 years old, he opens the first Benihana of Tokyo.
Wow.
Familiar with Benihana?
Oh, yeah.
You guys, you go there.
I've actually never been.
Have you ever been to a Sakura?
No.
Also, it's kind of a rip-off restaurant because Sakura is a cherry blossom flower, and they do the same
Oh,
exact
come on.
yeah.
Of course, naturally.
The restaurant just had 4 tables. So the premise is that you've got a large cast iron or a large metal griddle and seats around the table, and the chef comes out, and the chef prepares the food in front of you, and, he does some crazy shit.
Mm-hmm. He flips his utensils.
Flips the utensils, he makes the egg dance.
Kisses your wife.
He fucking flops the shrimp into your mouth. He makes the very famous, the onion volcano train.
Oh, yeah.
Very, very famous.
What is the onion volcano?
He slices up some onions,
okay.
and then he stacks them in like a pyramid shape, puts the oil in there, lights it, and it flames. And then sometimes they'll use their spatula to push it, and then it'll also go ding, ding, ding on the metal of the griddle to make it seem like a train is going by. Isn't that nice?
That's really
That's
fun.
very cool.
Even the kids will love it.
Hellfire!
The first few months were pretty slow. He thought he might have to close the restaurant down. He didn't have a liquor license.
Oh, my God. This guy's a fucking wild.
No money to hire a staff.
So it's just him flipping shrimp?
At 4 tables?
He was not a cook. He cannot cook.
Wow.
Yeah. So he had his mother and his 3 brothers flew out to work as waiters to help save money on staff. He kept the food simple, like I said, because Americans were pretty sketchy about stuff like that. So, steak, chicken, shrimp. The early Benihana tagline was "No slithery, fishy things."
Wow. They were like getting away from.
Yes, it was really
Sushi.
to cater to Americans. There were already Japanese restaurants in Manhattan.
Yeah.
And this was not for Japanese people.
Right.
This was for Americans.
Right.
Yeah.
What would John Wayne eat?
Exactly. Besides ass.
Oh, my God.
For the first 6 months, he slept on the floor of the restaurant's bathroom.
Damn. But that was a choice.
Oh, it's the best part of the place.
Yeah, it's probably
And it was
cool.
built using at least later ones were, but I think this was built. It had like Japanese architecture, so like bamboo and tongue and groove joints. Like there was some real some nice touches to the place, but it was very small, 4 tables only. No, like I said, no liquor license. And then 6 months in, 7 months in.
Excuse me, real quick. Does each of the 4 tables have the grill in the middle?
Yes.
Okay. And are they pretty big, like a group setting table?
They would go on to be.
Okay. So
But
they didn't start that way.
Yeah, I think it was like 4 seats at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it was like really you're going up to a family of 4 at a time. Okay.
Yeah. And then Clementine Paddleford of the New York Herald Tribune wrote a rave review of this new Japanese-inspired restaurant on 56th Street in Manhattan.
I mean, that's just him under a fake name, right?
Yeah, no, she was the food critic of the New York Herald Tribune. And then it popped off. Muhammad Ali would come, Sean Connery, Paul McCartney, noted vegetarian.
Paul McCartney would come.
Yeah.
So he's not being a vegetarian.
You could eat fucking onions and rice and shit. Maybe this was before that, but it was the 60s, so maybe he wasn't. He hadn't.
Yeah, in the 60s, he was going wild. You know.
He named it Benihana again after.
Have a fucking shrimp, Paul. It's good for you.
Don't make.
I just wanted a bit of broccoli, so I just slapped it in my mouth.
Yeah, just flip it in my mouth. So all the other Japanese restaurants there catered exclusively to Japanese people who were already we're familiar with it, even though this was kind of a little bit of a twist. Excuse me.
Do you think like a Japanese person, this would be like when an American person that goes to like an American restaurant in Japan? You're like,
well,
what is?
I would say it's probably more like an Italian person in a pizzeria, right?
Oh yeah, okay,
so,
okay.
He introduced teppanyaki style dining to American audiences. Hiroki Shimbo, Japanese-born cookbook author who now lives in New York, said the iron grill method of teppanyaki was popularized by chefs Shigeji Fujioka of Misono, who we mentioned previously, and that was in Kobe, Japan, where he began cooking steaks on flat iron plates for American troops longing for a taste of home. So teppanyaki is American by way of Japan by way of America.
Oh,
That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
I can. There's a less nice way to put it.
I'll do that.
I'd have to find it.
Okay. I hope.
Search by Dick.
Here we go. In 1979, the Texas Monthly restaurant critic said the restaurant's theatrics were the Japanese equivalent of the minstrel show, culinary yellowface, in other words.
The white guy said that, huh?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Was it Caroline Prattleford again?
no.
Clementine.
No, she loved it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So it was it was an American person saying they were doing yellowface.
That was years later. This was in 79.
79.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I just wanted to
And the first year of the restaurant was what year again?
63, 64.
63, 64. Okay.
64. And so, the food's out in the open. He hired Japanese chefs.
Mm-hmm.
They had to go through they eventually would have to go through a training program. They still go through a training program today.
Really?
I think it's like 5 weeks
Yeah.
of intense teppanyaki training.
They gotta crawl under barbed wire.
Oh,
Yeah. Sleep on a bathroom floor.
Yeah.
Flip shrimp like 2 tables down.
Yeah. Get flip shrimp in the dark.
Yeah.
Still trying to get in the guy's mouth.
Yeah.
So it becomes like super fucking popular, like to the point where he sees people waiting in line for this place and then they walk away because they can't get in. He's like, oh, I can't have that.
Yeah.
Like, I want to become the Japanese Colonel Sanders.
He goes the extra mile.
He goes
That's
the
right.
extra mile. And so he opens a second location in Chicago in 68.
Chi-town.
Yep.
Windy City.
San Francisco location shortly after.
Nothing.
The Bears.
San Francisco after that. And it's just a proven hit. People love, the What If Dinner Was the show.
Right.
They're cracking jokes. They're doing all the acrobatics.
Oh, forget
It's
it.
fucking great. People, Americans love that shit.
Yeah. It's also expanding dinner as a proper dinner where it's not feasting and then it's a conversation as it goes on.
Yeah.
It encourages you to kind of put down forks in between and,
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah.
more kind of...
It's a more civilized way to eat.
it's a convivial...
Conjugal.
That's good.
Thank you.
So he's doing pretty well, pretty quickly. He in 1970, he gets invited to play backgammon by Prince Serge Obolensky, a Russian prince on the board of the Hilton Hotels, who's considered the father of modern backgammon.
Really?
That's right. And he really got into it.
Yeah?
As he does with all of his things.
Yeah,
He really
yeah.
goes the extra mile. So he threw himself into it. He read manuals, hired experts to teach him, and played late into the night. Within a few years, he was an expert himself. He would go on to play with the likes of Lucille Ball,
Oh.
a number of other champions. He would become a world champion in 4 years.
Oh my
He'd
God.
become a
backgammon.
backgammon world champion in 4 years.
It's fucking bananas.
Yeah.
What can't this guy do?
He would say, he then, he opened a nightclub
Yes.
called Genesis
Nice.
in 1972. It was a 6-story
Holy
complex in Manhattan.
Each floor is a different, it's like one's lust. one's greed.
There was a fine French restaurant on one floor, a disco.
shit. Nice.
I think there was like a paddleball thing going on one of the floors.
Hey, Paddle, you
He mainly just kind of like stayed up all night there doing coke, playing backgammon.
nice.
Whoa.
No wonder he learned so quickly.
Playing up $100 a point. Let's see, I've got something here, maybe from the book.
Dude, $100 a point. Okay. Yeah.
Do you know backgammon? I don't know shit about
No,
backgammon.
but I was gonna say, I was like, did he gamble on it?
Yeah, he's on coke.
I never had any real problems using the drugs. Indeed, most of the time Rocky spent the whole night playing backgammon after smoking pot or snorting cocaine. The funny thing was that I never bought drugs. Never. People just gave it to me. I'd be at a party and it'd be, Rocky, how are you? Here, try this. I remember the first time I tried cocaine. I felt good for 2 days. I could see the attraction of it, but gradually I saw it wasn't for me. It's not really a moral thing, but there are reasons. First, it goes against my athletic training. Second, it's bad for business. Too much danger of it interfering. And third, it's not a good image thing. It's not a good thing for a father or businessman to be doing.
But now, like a single son, that's cool.
Yeah.
Um,
That's cool. Now that's cool.
Yeah.
so,
Or like an old widow.
Yeah. A spinster.
Yeah. And she's just railing gator tails.
once I opened Genesis, it was just too hard to avoid the drugs. The nightclub seemed to attract these types of people.
Yeah.
I remember one time being introduced to a New York City detective in the disco, and he was smoking marijuana. Everybody did it. So the club itself doesn't make any money. He says that the people in high society are the cheapest bastards he's ever met.
Wow.
Yeah.
And he wants to go back to Harlem.
Well, he doesn't want to go back to Harlem. He just
What's it say, Midtown?
yeah, like this club, like all these people never pay for anything. They don't spend any money because they usually get everything for free. He talks about people just owing money for backgammon. Like all these like supposedly rich people writing bad checks for him.
That's why they give him drugs
He's like,
instead.
I got a stack of bad checks on my desk this high.
Oh my God.
You know, I met so many of this, how do you say, the creme de la creme? They all want a free dinner, a free party, a free drink. That's the main reason I lost so much money. So many people owe me so much. You name a guy and I'll tell you how much money he owes me. Oh,
Jesus. David Hasselhoff.
he owes me money.
$8 grand.
Dick Butkus. Can't be a real name.
He sank
name?
Fine French restaurant on one floor.
Okay.
Disco on the other.
Nice.
Health club on another.
Hey.
Game room on another.
Okay.
Workout room on another.
There you go.
Paddle tennis on the roof.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. I mean,
That's fun.
you don't need to go anywhere else. Your whole day is
Yeah.
just up and down.
Yeah. You can do coke in the disco and then get clean in the health department.
That's right.
Sweat it out.
Yeah. Work out, paddle some balls.
Yeah.
He used $1 million of his own money to open it in '72. It closed after about a year of operation, and it lost him about $2 million.
Jesus.
Oh, $1 million to open it, $2 million to close it.
That's right. In '73, he launched Genesis, a softcore men's porno magazine
Yes.
that boasted not one but 2 centerfolds.
Oh.
Come on,
Makes sense.
2 centerfolds for the price of 1.
He
Makes
goes the
sense.
extra mile.
Yeah.
It's been he sold it not too long after, I believe, but it is branding itself as the home of porn's hottest stars.
Cool.
It features pictorials, exclusive columns by, it's still around today apparently, exclusive columns by adult film stars, interviews, feature articles, movie reviews, and news. It's published by the Magna Publishing Group, which also publishes great magazines like Swank,
Oh, yeah.
Good
Swag.
one.
Classic.
Yeah, Jet.
Okay.
Gent,
Gent.
yeah, and Velvet,
Velvet.
Ooh.
and many other popular men's.
These all sound like American Gladiators.
Swank. Yeah.
So he would, like I said, he became, he'd stay up all night playing backgammon, doing blow.
Yeah.
Got rid of
Chopping
the
it
blow,
up.
but kept playing backgammon. Became a world champion in I want to say 74, something like that. Oh, no, I guess it was 74. Became a world champion of backgammon, and he would continue to play weekly for the rest of his life.
Good man.
But he just had his finger in a lot of pots. He was interested by a lot of things.
Yes.
Well, the health department had an issue with that.
That same year in '74, he met one Bob Magoon.
Good guy.
Good guy. Former U.S. speedboating champion, and he took Rocky Aoki out for a spin, hoping to get a sponsorship from Benihana for his boat.
So the guy bought the boat.
Turned Aoki from a prospective
Hiro
patron.
pushed him overboard.
Yeah.
And took the boat.
Took him from a prospective investor who couldn't swim into an instant
No way.
arrival. So
What a nut.
Wow, that's Magoo for you.
within a year, Rocky Aoki enters his first open class race of speedboats, a 184-mile run from Miami to Nassau,
Wow.
the Bahamas. He beat Magoon and Carlo Bonomi, the reigning world champion, and everyone else.
Holy shit.
I mean, who needs Coke? You got a speedboat.
He went on to win 5 more U.S. offshore races.
Good God.
Became a fanatic about this.
Yeah.
He started the...
He marooned Magoon.
He magoozed him.
Yeah, Magoo's to lose it, pal.
He started the Benihana Grand Prix,
Jesus.
which is a speedboat race. And so he in 79 he won his own Grand Prix. And then later that year, that was a 38-foot catamaran. And later that year in 79, while prepping for the Benihana, I guess the next Benihana Grand Prix in San Francisco Bay, his boat disintegrated while going 80 miles an hour and caught air.
Can you fucking imagine? With a chaos.
What?
Dude, going 80 miles an hour, you fucking go airborne. Boat disintegrates.
Splinters.
Yeah.
He was airlifted to a hospital, spent 3 days unconscious.
Jesus.
Injuries included a broken arm, shattered leg, torn aorta,
Oh, for Christ's sake.
badly damaged liver. For 10 hours, the doctors operated on him. Coronary bypass.
Oh, Jesus.
Fixing the shattered leg, pins, needles, all that, plates.
Shit.
While they were at it, they removed his spleen and gallbladder.
Just for the hell of it.
Let's get this out of the way.
He awoke from a hospital. God. 3 days later, he awoke from a hospital bed in San Francisco to find his then wife, Shirizu Aoki, and his mistress, Pamela Hilberger, standing over him.
Pamela Hilberger.
Wait a minute. What did she review for?
Genesis.
Hiro, what happened to you?
Jesus.
This was their first time meeting.
Oh, God.
The wife and the mistress.
mistress.
Well, I assume so, usually.
There was a great New York Magazine interview called Rocky's Family Horror Show.
Oh, my God.
And in that, he said he recalled this moment, waking up from a 3-day coma, basically. And,
Falling right back in.
intensive surgery after his vessel disintegrated in the San Francisco Bay. He said, I'm completely naked, tube in my penis. I see my wife standing over me on one side. On the other side, I see my girlfriend. I say, oh, shit.
Yeah, you kind of wish for the coma after that, I suppose.
Well, actually, he was laying on the hospital bed. He didn't know what to do, so he closed his eyes and faked a blackout.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I'm disintegrating.
He started to think things over.
While shutting his eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, he
He married both of them.
he started a porno magazine,
Yeah.
started a nightclub.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of like you after. So he's lying there and he's like, can I go on with this 2-girl type situation?
I mean,
The answer is yes.
yeah, I mean,
He decided that he did not. Then he decided if he wanted to live at all. I decide I want to die, he says.
well, I already tried that.
I want to rip out all the tubes, the IV, everything, but I can't because of my broken bones. He finally opened his eyes and
Saddest motherfucker.
and his wife Shirizu said, "It's okay. It's okay to have a girlfriend. Japanese custom."
What?
Oh, my God. Did he not know that? Isn't he Japanese?
Wait a minute.
Then
What the hell is going on?
Right.
Then Shirizu found out I have a baby with Pamela. That's when we got divorced.
Yeah. That'll do it.
Yeah.
That's the American.
Do you have a picture of Pamela Hilberger?
I could find one, yeah. This here is a picture of him and his friend Flip Wilson.
Oh, Flip Wilson.
Flip Wilson visiting him in the hospital.
Oh, that's nice.
Begging him.
Wait. Just talk about Flip Wilson.
Flip Wilson, he had a variety show, I believe, in the 60s. African-American, all-around...
Entertainer.
Triple threat?
Yeah, not a
Quadruple
lot of
threat?
white guys named Flip. I assume.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, maybe.
Sorry, go on.
But I'd say, trailblazer as far as African Americans in mainstream entertainment.
Sure.
And he begged him to please quit racing. Rocky, mustering up all of his strength after his surgery and coma,
He can't muster his arms.
murmured to him, "Stuff it."
Stuff it. That's nice.
Good slang at the time.
Stuff it, Daddy.
Hey, that's my line.
So he got a divorce from Shirizu very shortly after. He also was like, as a man of intense interest, backgammon, speedboat racing, etc. He also got into cars.
Of course.
Oh, that's
Speed
cool.
Demon.
That's right. Huge car collection that we can get into.
Cars don't disintegrate at 80 miles an hour usually, so that's helpful.
No, they don't.
They can.
They can. They certainly can.
He got into car racing.
Mm-hmm.
He won the inaugural Moscow to Milan car rally. He annually participated in the Cannonball Run road race.
No way.
Ooh.
Yes.
The cops never catch those.
After the injuries?
Oh, yeah.
What a fucking psycho.
Annually participated. And this was when Cannonball Run was illegal.
Wow.
That's right. For a while, my hobby was collecting cars. I have a Bentley, Rolls Royce, Ferrari. I have 30 or 40 cars and 2-car garage. A problem. Italian mechanics steal 6 or 7 cars. I don't know for months. I play backgammon until 6 a.m. I cannot work. I collect houses in Los Angeles, in Miami, 2 New Jersey, New York apartment, Atlanta condominium. I don't go to Atlanta for 2 years. These things are headaches. After accident, I decided to sell everything. I want to live simply.
Nice.
Still
he got divorced.
Still does the Cannonball Run road race. In 85, when the 31-state cross-country contest was legally sanctioned and renamed the One Lap Around America, he drove a 1959 Rolls Royce that he had souped up with 2 telephones, 2 stereos, a TV, bathroom, and
Two stereos?
2 stereos.
Don't those things slow it down?
Toilet. Yeah, it's a Rolls Royce, man.
What, isn't it a speed race?
Toilet's cool.
Yeah. It's just a hole, but
1 year.
the car behind you spins out.
Well, part of the thing is that the cars are heavily modified, so and it's publicity for him.
Yeah, sure,
all this
sure,
stuff is
sure.
publicity. He would turn them into family expeditions. His son Kevin would accompany him on 2 of his final runs in 91 and 92. But 1 year, he drove a 24-foot 1986 Cadillac Fleetwood DeBardia Brougham limo, stocked with a built-in bed, refrigerator, freezer, stocked with Benihana frozen dinners, another
Of course.
failed business venture.
Oh, bummer.
Microwave oven to heat them up,
who's gonna
cappuccino
flip
maker, sink with hot and cold running water, and a
Finally.
sprayer for shampoos.
Nice.
Hand towels embossed with each driver's initials.
So they knew who's driving.
He had a blowout before the race began.
Oh, my God.
Hey, well, the nice thing is you just live in that.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Blowout before the race began?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. And he's got fucking...
He's got all the food is just thawing out.
He's got a fucking toilet filled to the brim.
Nowhere to put it.
Yeah.
Looks like a fucking Benihana's in here.
Yeah.
He hasn't driven to New Jersey.
Microwave dinners.
So he says, I sell all my things. I want to live simply.
This is not living simply, though. The Cannonball Run
no, it's
road
not.
race.
So naturally, in 81, he pilots a helium balloon 5,800 miles across the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah,
Oh,
well,
yeah,
living
yeah.
simply.
The Double Eagle 5 was the first balloon to make a successful crossing of the Pacific Ocean.
Holy shit.
It launched from Nagashima, Japan.
And it's just him?
No, there's 4 other guys.
They all-
fellas.
No, three other guys, good guys.
Good guys.
You can tell by the towels.
It consisted of Albuquerque balloonist Ben Abruzzo, Larry Newman, and Ron Clark. And,
Good guys.
Of course,
Solid
Rocky
dudes.
Yogi. Yeah, solid guys.
Yeah. Albuquerque balloonist is a great...
Yeah.
It's a very fun phrase.
Yeah, it sounds like a
Famous Albuquerque balloonist.
Hello,
What's his name? Ron?
Ron Abruzzo, Ben Abruzzo.
Ben Abruzzo. Yeah.
Larry Newman and Ron Clark.
Not to be confused with the other famous Albuquerque balloonists.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It launched from Nagashima, Japan on November 10th, 1981.
An Albuquerque balloon knot.
Oh. Had a big old Benihana striped across the fucking
Yeah.
boat.
Really?
Huge, yes.
That's sick.
I think I've got a picture of it, actually.
Did most people think this guy's name was Benny?
Yeah. Or
No,
Benihana.
I mean, he'd be on TV
Yeah.
many times. He
So they knew he was Hiro Aoki.
Rocky.
Rocky he went by.
People, yeah, he went by Rocky. Here's a picture of the boat.
Wow.
Put these up on the Instagram.
That's I mean Rocky also too is just like American style.
yeah,
like,
Hiroyuki, Rocky, kind of it lends itself to the name.
Yeah.
Here he is again with Flip Wilson holding a katana in a chef's hat.
Yeah.
Cool.
Rocky famously didn't learn any of his chef's names, so he just had them wear different color chef's hats.
Yeah.
Sounds like his drivers with their towels. Yeah.
Flip Wilson, while mainly known as a comedian, was considered, I suppose to be sort of Sidney Poitier kind of like film star era, but Flip Wilson was really considered, because of the variety show and the access to the American public, the first black superstar.
Oh, okay.
Allowed into like American homes via TV.
Yeah, yeah. And he's it's his show.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's the Flip Wilson show.
Yeah.
Here's the Benihana balloon. Not exactly subtle.
No. They didn't change that fucking logo though.
No, it's been that way forever.
Yeah, good font's a good font.
You said it, neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
Don't get me started on font.
He insisted that they were not balloons, but super promotional vehicles for Benihana.
That's a good business write-off. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. These are not balloons.
These are not balloons.
Yeah. It's like Big Pun saying he's not a rapper. I'm not a rapper, dude.
No, I don't even know what I'm doing.
No.
Oh, this is a balloon officer? Okay.
So he they take off from Nagashima, Japan on November 10th, 1981. They spend 84 hours and 31 minutes traveling 5,768 miles. Helium filled. Before it was being weighed down by ice and buffeted by a storm, they crash landed in the Mendocino National Forest in California.
That still counts, though.
He was knocked unconscious as it crashed into a tree.
No, he's been there before.
Yeah.
They had to be rescued. And he said, if you are afraid to die, then you are probably afraid to live.
Interesting.
Set a world record for longest balloon flight that stood for 34 years.
Wow.
And you get one Albuquerque balloonist with you, and you can do all kinds of stuff.
Never mind 3.
Oh my God. Plus you got Dave Clark.
Ron Clark?
Ron Clark.
Ron Clark.
In 83, he reportedly invested $3.5 million in a pair of ultralight submarines for the purpose of looking for underwater treasure
No issue there.
off the coast of Japan.
Did he build them?
Still very popular.
It was supposed to be filmed for Japanese and British TV, but nothing ever. I don't think he ever got any booty, as he would like to call it.
That's probably for the best, based on my.
But he's
what I
really
know
covering
about
all.
it.
He's doing the plane. He's covering all modes of transportation.
Yeah, he
You
really
said
is.
it, neighbor.
Balloons,
Yeah. Subs.
subs,
Cars.
Yeah.
cars, boats,
Yeah.
What's left?
time travel.
Space, yeah.
Travel.
Yeah, that's
Rockets.
true. Yeah.
Does he go back to feudal Japan?
He does.
He does.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Sets up a Benihana. He fulfills. He planted the flower his dad found.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Tried to have sex with his mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that Tenant movie.
Yeah, tenant. You pay.
Give me the rent.
All
The
while,
landlord was me the whole time.
all the while juggling countless female suitors, fathering 7 children with 3 different women
Jesus.
throughout the 70s, 80s.
At least he, gave.
Pamela.
Yeah, no, Pamela left him because he had another mistress with a kid.
At one point, he had 3 kids from 3 different women at the exact same time.
Well, man, fucks.
Restaurants opening all over the world. All over the world. He lifted his ban on slimy, fishy menu items. Like I said, starting the line of Benihana frozen dinners. They didn't do too well. Other competitors did it better eventually. And he
I
eventually...
don't know if I ever saw them. Do you remember?
Very short-lived.
I don't know if I ever saw them.
You maybe... I mean, you're a little bit older and you're like...
Early 90s?
No, late 80s.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't remember it then.
And so he would go into he would just sell that company to the supplier of the food because he couldn't keep that up.
Yeah.
I mentioned the culinary yellowface review. Okay, that's good. He tried to open a seafood spin-off restaurant in Miami called Big Splash.
That's fun.
Okay, what's the splash?
It was a big dud. He was once he was overseas, and he saw these open air fish markets, and here we go. It's a Big Splash, a seafood emporium, and he thought maybe the Americans will like this. You know, big tanks of different fish and lobsters and shrimps and stuff, and you pick out the one you want.
Sure.
And they'll fucking murder it there for you.
You name it, yeah.
Yeah, might be too personal for some people.
Yeah.
He got it from a Malaysian market concept, and so they developed that idea in a few months. They picked a place in Miami, near other Benihana outlets, and just maybe get some of the runoff there. But it failed completely. Big Splash did not make a big splash. But the idea is, there are plenty of, you go to Red Lobster, you pick out a lobster, they fucking cut the rubber band off, they fucking crack it over the skull and they boil it.
Yeah. The lobster fights the guy for a while.
Yeah. Sometimes the lobster wins.
Good show. Yeah. He lives to fight another day.
Yeah, you still have to pay for it, but he wins.
You picked a winner.
Yeah, so.
How about that?
Yeah. They should pay you.
Yeah. Then they got to fight to get the rubber bands back on this guy.
Exactly.
Forget about it.
You
He's fighting with one hand tied behind his back.
Benihana's famous restaurant classics.
What?
That was the frozen food.
Oh, okay. But the whole point of Benihana is that the guy flips all kinds of shit in front of you.
He did make $40 million from that, but it just didn't have legs.
Petered out.
Yeah, petered.
Yeah, they cut the legs off.
Died on the vine.
Benihana spent about $400,000 in research and development to come up with cryopacks, the frozen plastic pouches that are dropped into boiling water for a few minutes. So I guess he had done a little bit of research on making kind of
like ramen,
frozen food.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean,
You just drop the frozen.
you just
food
drop
into
the
water
fucking
and
sukiyaki in the fucking boiling pot, and then you throw it in whatever, and you got Benihana. But I mean, how are you gonna have a Benihana line of food that you gotta make?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Nobody's launching this shrimp into my mouth.
Yeah. You got guys at home flipping it into their infants' mouths.
Yeah.
Guy
Choking.
can't chew.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Does it come with a Heimlich maneuver pamphlet?
It doesn't. Can we
No.
take a break?
Yeah.
We'll take a break. We'll be right back, folks. And we're back.
Konnichiwa, motherfucker. Lots of continuing to do the business ventures. It was just always in between the backgammon and the motorboat racing and the ballooning and the submarining.
Motor boat racing?
I think that's how we got into motorboat racing was probably at the nightclub.
Yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
Let's slap a label on it, slap a Benihana on it.
Thing about motorboat racing, though, whoever finishes first loses.
Yeah, because you want to keep going.
Yeah.
You don't want to keep this up.
Well, one guy will hit a sandbar. Yeah, keep going. The other guy's like, and then there's motor butting between the butt cheeks.
That's the high stakes stuff.
That's really, yeah. You want to have,
You don't want your rig disintegrating.
no. Yeah, you're not putting backgammon money on that.
No,
He sunk $35 million into an investment in an Atlantic City hotel and a restaurant that never opened. This was after the legalization of casino gambling in '75 in Atlantic City.
Oh wow!
I always assumed it was older than that for some reason.
No, there was a rich history.
Yeah, the boardwalk and all
before.
that, but I would assume they gambled there forever.
There was the the Shelburne Hotel became a hot property, going under bidding wars, etc. The family that owned it closed the resort after leasing it to Rocky Aoki and Takashi Sasakawa owners of the Benihana restaurant chain. And they wanted to turn it into the Benihana Casino Hotel, 31 stories.
Wow.
Work crews began to renovate the hotel, but there were disagreements between the family, the New Jersey Casino Control Commission, and so he and the other investors had to abandon the project after investing upwards of $30 million into the construction and renovation.
Jesus Christ! You think you figure out that those disputes before
you would think so. You think so, but the other investor was this, like I said, Takashi Sasakawa. He was the son of noted Japanese philanthropist Ryoichi Sasakawa, who had links with the Yakuza.
Oh. So it could have just been money laundering.
It could have been.
They sold it to Trump?
No, I don't think they sold it to Trump, no. But there are pictures of him with Trump. Then a few years later, Aoki would pay $10,000 for a stock tip about the company Spectrum Technologies going public. He would be arrested and pled guilty to insider trading.
Wow.
With a $500,000 fine.
Oof, moron.
Put under probation for 3 years.
Probably nothing for him.
I mean, how much did he make from the trade?
I don't know, but
Probably
you
more
know,
than
you have to give that.
500,000.
You have to kind of give that shit.
Do you have to give that back? Okay.
Yeah, and he escaped a prison sentence because of his health problems. He said he acquired hepatitis C during a blood transfusion after the boating accident.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. I mean, anal sex is a form of blood transfusion. if you ask me.
God.
What?
How do you do it?
Man.
It's a mess down there.
Spit on it. He had to resign his position and stake in one of the Benihana holding companies because of that. He did start a successful sushi franchise called Sushi Doraku. So that one panned out more than Big Splash.
And that's Japanese for Big Splash?
Yeah, I think it is.
Good work.
Thank you.
By 1998...
Big recovery from that whole anal blood debacle.
It's only going up.
By 1998, he had opened 15 different Benihana locations across the U.S., and it was a $100 million global business.
So Benihana being the chain was not the original thing. It was like, it was a hit, and then he branched out to other things.
Right.
And then after all those, like the Atlantic City thing that failed, and
But Benihana was still paying the bills.
Benihana was, and then he was,
never took it public.
and then he was like really franchise it out.
Yes, but he still maintained control of the company.
Right.
Many times he was pushed to either sell the brand name, sell the brand off,
Yeah.
take it public. Never did it.
So that's his cash cow. It's his little,
But it kind of seems like he was the kind of guy that would get to, the wall and then be like, okay, I need to get my shit together. And then he never like really went like deep in the red, it seems.
No, the Benihana always made money.
Yeah.
Always.
But in his own like personal excesses too, it's like it's like with the Coke thing.
Yeah, he like everything, he went into it really hard and fast, and then kind of like, okay,
Nah.
I got the idea.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yeah.
like anal.
It's funny like when you said the thing earlier where you're like, you got disillusioned with wrestling. It's like, guys grabbing.
Yeah.
It's like a thing you're going like
disillusioned.
One day
Yeah.
you're doing it and you're like, this is the best, and you're going like, some guy's got his fucking taint in your face, and you go,
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know about this anymore, man.
Yeah, he's trying to tear your balls off.
Yeah.
So you don't tap him out. Yeah.
By the way,
Yes.
so apparently, in respect to the Boardwalk Empire in Atlantic City, it was only legal in the 70s.
Yeah.
It was just that back in the day, it was
Mob owned.
it was prohibition
Yeah.
type shit.
I mean, if you're already illegally drinking, you might as well do other illegal shit. Then.
yeah, it was just a thing where it was like
An open secret.
yeah, and but it wouldn't be like full bore casinos. It was like bookmaking, stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah, numbers games.
Yeah.
Also in the early 90s, he launched Rocky Aoki's Ultra Herbal Power Slim diet pills that he sold through a multi-level marketing company.
Great.
And he also tried capitalized on the teppanyaki business by selling $150 at-home teppanyaki tables.
That's smart.
Kind of beat
Yeah.
George Foreman to the punch there.
Yeah, plus you have a table.
Yeah.
George
Beat
Foreman,
that, George.
you need a table for George
Yeah.
Foreman.
What are you going to put your fucking George Foreman grill on?
Yeah.
How about one of my fine $150 teppanyaki tables?
Yeah, you can do your homework
Yeah.
on it.
Grill while you're grilling.
Yeah.
Beat that.
Yeah, man. The smartest thing about that fucking Foreman thing is just that it's like it closes.
It's perfect.
It's self-contained and it's.
And you had a bunch of kids going to college.
It's college kid shit.
It was
yeah.
college kid
Yeah.
shit.
And
And it
I
was
was
just-
fucking rocking it with like my friends on like we were like 14 years old, like sleepovers. Like it was just like get burgers, throw them on.
burgers, brats,
Yeah.
anything.
Some American meat.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I felt
Throw
like
some onion powder on there and then
Oh.
just bickety bam.
Yeah, so you're the son of a
dude, and
cook,
it's
you know.
cooking both sides evenly. And check it out, the grease is running off.
Grease is running off.
Dude,
Look
and
at all
then-
that grease you're not eating.
And then you can drink it when you can do shots of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could lube up that guy's ass, like you,
see?
you know,
Yeah.
so you don't bleed.
Now
to
you're
death
catching
like
on.
You're talking
Yeah.
about.
Put it in
catching on.
Grandpa's IV.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Get him dancing again.
Go, you greatest generation
Yeah.
bastard. It's the good burger fluid you love.
Have a cigarette, you bastard.
He was also a very generous man.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Made
Well, yeah, you had all those kids.
sizable donations to medical, environmental causes.
Oh, okay.
When he learned that Benihana was using the equivalent of 50 trees worth of wooden chopsticks in its restaurants each year, he immediately ordered that the chopsticks be made of bamboo instead.
Aw.
Much more sustainable.
They are.
Yes.
They're incredibly sustainable.
They grow up very fast,
Yeah.
Yes.
very hard,
Very strong.
very strong. Bamboo is
I'm
the
right here,
shit.
guys.
Yes. Clothing.
Textiles.
You can eat bamboo.
You can.
Yes. True.
It's you can
It's an equivalent. I would say it's equivalent to hemp in its uses.
yes, very much,
You can feed pandas with it.
and
thank God.
just so easy to grow.
Yeah, easy to grow, hard, durable, antimicrobial. Maybe rivaled only by teak in its uses. You know, I don't fucking know.
I was going to say.
No, teak is very versatile.
Teak's great.
Too. I'm glad you brought that up.
Teak is great. You know, you're in the furniture game.
That's right.
Oh, okay.
Teak furniture, expensive.
But yet the Tiki Theater's so cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's made of bamboo.
Yeah. So, island destination.
Yeah.
So I do have here his. We were talking about his many wives. So his first wife was Shirizu Kobayashi.
Cool.
They were married in '64, divorced in '81 after she found out about the child with his mistress over the hospital bed, Pamela Hillenberger. So with Rocky, he had 3 children. Grace.
I'm sorry. With
She had 3
with
Rocky.
Shirizu.
Rocky. Okay. Yes.
Rocky had 3 children. Grace, and Kevin.
Of course.
So Grace is the firstborn. Then Kevin, he's called the one-time heir apparent. A former VP of Benihana. And then his next child was Steve Aoki.
Wow.
Steve Aoki, a.k.a. DJ Kid Millionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a millionaire before he was a DJ.
Yeah, well, he was. I think he actually worked at a Benihana as a youth. Would go
So
on.
you learned to mix it up.
Yeah, just tearing it up. I mean, he was basically doing the teppanyaki on the vinyl.
Very much.
I mean, his train sound.
griddles of steel.
That train sound he made, no one else could do that.
Yeah. Steve Aoki, founder of Dim Mak Records. They broke the band Block Party.
Wow.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Big here in the LA scene in the 2000s. Went to a few nights of his over at Cinespace back when
No
it existed.
shit.
Yeah, dude. Steve Aoki was big like DJ AM was big. It still is big. I mean,
Yeah.
Plus, he's alive.
Oh, no, I thought you were saying Kevin broke.
No. Steve Aoki did.
Oh.
Kevin was a former VP at Benihana.
But I feel like there's more of a story there.
Yeah, it sounds like
Yeah.
once and true king.
5 of his kids, 5 of his 6 legitimate and 1 illegitimate children at the time of the New York Magazine article were suing him.
Rocky.
Yeah, because in 2002 he married Keiko Ono, who was a Benihana consultant and Miss Tokyo runner-up.
Ooh, runner.
And when they got married secretly, his children, Grace and Kevin, showed up with a post-nuptial agreement.
Really?
saying, "You fucking gold digging bitch,
Really?
sign this shit. You're just getting in my dad's money."
They ran up on the runner-up.
Yeah, they ran up on the runner-up. She had some great ideas like the Benny Burger and the Benny Girls, who were very hot girls in Benihana chef outfits who danced and rapped.
Oh my God!
That's
Really good, real good consultant.
Yeah.
Sometimes-
And then she came up with Benny Gens, and she's like, "What if we brought this to the
One with skis on them.
Yeah. What if we had that golf machine in the back?"
Sometimes, like, I'll be eating dinner and I'll be like, what if there was just a bunch of bullshit happening around me, you know?
So
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
she refused to sign the post-nup, so the kids persuaded their father to sign an amendment to the Benihana Trust, which would make them the sole beneficiaries. Steve at the time, Steve had a good had at this point had a good relationship with his father, but the other kids didn't.
So Brocky.
So they, which would make that signing of the amendment would make them the sole beneficiaries, leaving Keiko nothing from the Benihana or the Aoki family assets in the case of Rocky's death.
But like nothing?
Soon after signing, Rocky got pissed, thought his kids were all after him, tricking him. He insisted that they tricked him into signing an agreement he didn't understand. He changed his will 4 times.
Wow.
Each revision would give more control to Keiko.
Wow.
Yikes.
He'll tell you, Rocky will tell you repeatedly, his favorite daughter is Devon. Devon Aoki, the article calls her the licorice-thin, moon-faced model that was discovered at a Rancid concert at age 13 and later replaced Naomi Campbell as the face of Versace.
Whoa.
You might know her as the swastika shuriken-wielding Miko from the great motion picture
Kill Bill.
Sin City.
Oh, Sin City.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
That one?
Wow.
I didn't recognize the licorice moon face. but
Yeah, well, getting caught up on those details.
Yeah.
Think about the swastika. And
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I always recognize that.
Yeah.
Phone
Phone home with that.
When page 6 began calling Devon hotter than a grill at Benihana,
Jesus Christ.
Rocky was proud.
Wow.
When she was a teenager, actually right around her 18th birthday.
These guys do it one time.
of
Every
course.
time.
It was a slip, but
Yeah, you looked at John and said it.
after she turned 18, Devon started dating 30-something Lenny Kravitz.
Oh.
Again,
Well, he has that song about him. Like,
again, Rocky, loving it.
Yeah.
he has that song about American women.
Quote, she always do the right thing. She say, you sure? I say, no problem. She say, he's half black, half Jewish. I say, that's okay. That's America. I can't get away from the blacks and the Jews. Falls over laughing.
Oh my God.
That's Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he opened a couple of kosher Benihana.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no shrimp. Lenny Huns.
I was born.
He says he loves Devon more than any of...
Oh my God, dude, don't do that.
He says he loves her more than any other child because she's loyal and perhaps the only one who shares his drive.
What about Steve with the fucking...
Yeah.
She was making more money than Steve early.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Steve now
He's
is
making,
fucking
whatever.
biggity bank, but she signed a $2 million deal for Levi Strauss. She was the face of fucking, like I said.
That's nuts.
Yeah, she was doing well. All I ever want is to make money. When I wake up, I think about how to make money in my brain. Devon's the same way. Even as a child, she would leave money. She loved money so much she would leave bills strewn all over her room. Like toys, $100, $200, $300, hundreds of dollars on her bedside, on the floor, in the bathroom. I say to her, you don't think money is important? And she say, I want to see my money, Daddy. I want to see it when I'm in bed, when I'm in the
Jesus
bathroom,
Christ.
everywhere. I want to see it always.
I want to see what I'm getting.
She's my
plowed.
favorite. Very smart.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to see my money in human form. Butlers.
Yeah.
Maids.
Yeah.
Steve Aoki, other son, like I said, famous DJ. There is a seventh child who in the will is described as a non-marital child.
Like stolen, adopted.
Just out of wedlock.
Like
Nobody knows who the mother is.
Arnold's kid.
yeah.
Yeah, still don't know who the mother is. Very interesting family.
That's the kid.
his life kind of ends with him like just kind of disintegrating like his boat. Yeah. He passed away from pneumonia in 2008, but the restaurant is still a success with 116 franchise locations in the United States, Brazil, Caribbean, and Central America.
Wow.
Hundreds of millions of dollars. Devin and Steve, the favored children, stand to inherit about $50 million each, and when they turn 45, I think Steve is pretty close. Devin is right there behind him.
So it's like they have.
It's in a trust,
right?
Oh, okay.
And so who runs it? Is it?
I think a board.
And is it mostly favoring Keiko's her name?
Yeah, I don't know the breakdown. I'd have to. There's this great. This is more of a puff book called American Hero, by Jack McCallum, forward by Steve Aoki, which will serve as the basis for an FX series in the works about his life.
It's a good story, man.
Yeah, it's a good story.
It's a good fucking story.
It's a good American
Success story.
You know, immigrant, Japanese,
Slept on the bathroom
food,
floor.
Made it all the way to disintegrating in a boat.
Yeah.
So yeah, they're gonna inherit a bunch of money, but Steve Aoki's already multi Grammy Award winning. Did I say that he broke?
I mean, he's the Aoki I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a lot
Yeah.
because Benihana's massive.
Benihana, Benihana's.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But I guess if I was, growing up like 70s, 80s, stuff like that, I probably would know this guy more. Especially if he was, it seems like he was a little bit of a media ham.
Huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He would go on TV. There's clips of him with Howard Cosell and Muhammad Ali.
Good.
Richard Branson, Donald Trump.
And it seems like late night guys would have loved this guy.
Yes.
He would have been like a Carson guy.
He was. I don't know if it was Carson, but he was. He never turned down. They never met a camera he didn't like.
Yeah.
There's more pictures online. The book is just kind of some black and white photos of some stuff here. But he died in 2008, like I said. Benihana lives on. There was a funny, much later.
Have you been to Benihana?
I've been to a Benihana, yeah. I've been to a Sakura as well.
Is it fun?
Yeah, I mean, it's, you sit there, the guy fucking does some shit,
Right.
Maybe the egg doesn't crack right. He figures out a way to make it entertaining.
Right.
It's still edible.
Do you think it's like
I'll flip shit in your mouth?
Yeah. Is the food that like where you're like, oh man, that was fucking dope, like, or is it more about the experience? In your opinion,
it's been a very long time.
right?
It's not gonna beat a steak, that you go and you get it like Taylor's or something like that, right? But
or even Korean barbecue you do yourself.
Yes.
That's kind of like the ultimate.
Yeah, but these are like everybody's getting a little bit of everything type of thing.
Yeah.
It is very much, it's a communal thing, and that's what's really great about it.
Yes, because then when it does like move, like you said, like to the bigger tables.
Then like, let's say you're ordering the New York strip and you're
Right.
getting the shrimp. Everybody's getting a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
Right.
that's true.
Everybody's getting a fucking
And then you're
shrimp shot.
making
banger
friends
in the
with
mouth,
people
yeah.
at the big table too.
Yeah.
is a big part.
Yeah,
of
you're
it.
mixing it together. So now the tables probably have they probably seat 8 or more, maybe to 10.
I would guess. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a ton, there's tons of tables, and they got the exhaust fans blowing. It's it's the similar atmosphere of going to, like you said, Korean barbecue here in Los Angeles. Wonderful, wonderful restaurants, all over the place.
Incredible.
But this, you got somebody making a show out of it for.
Right. Yes.
Making little off-color jokes here now and again.
That is really where you see like how training is very necessary.
Yeah.
Because it's not like, it's fucking, you're gonna.
You're not a line cook walking in, or even a sous chef walking in off the street to get a Benihana job. You do have to go train.
Right.
For weeks.
And that means it's half sort of late night host, chef,
right.
marksman,
maitre
d'. Like there's a lot going on.
Marksman.
Yeah.
Yes. In fact, fur magnate Jerry Colaitis.
I'm
sorry, who is that?
It's a fur magnet?
There was a $10 million lawsuit against Benihana, filed by Jacqueline Colaitis, widow of the fur magnate Jerry Colatis, who said that her husband died as a result of injuries he suffered dodging a piece of shrimp flung in the air by a chef at Benihana restaurant.
Nice.
And broke his neck and died.
What the fuck?
So he moved his own neck. Getting
Flying shrimp! Ah!
yeah.
Not kosher.
Yeah. Broken neck flying shrimp.
Jerry Colatis.
Good movie.
Flying shrimp breaks neck.
Yeah, that's like
Yeah.
that is do you think legally that could be feasible, like the McDonald's coffee thing? The McDonald's coffee thing actually ended up being totally legitimate.
Yeah,
Yes.
your skin is fucking melting.
Yeah.
The family of Jerry Colatis sought $10 million in damages from the Benihana chain
That seems
in 2001, actually. So this was before Rocky died.
okay.
The suit was filed by his widow, claiming her husband wrenched his neck while ducking a piece of shrimp tossed by a chef while attending a family birthday party in 2001. You are multimillionaires. Why are you going to Benihana for a birthday?
Because they have no taste. Or maybe I don't know.
Why? Well, and what are you so afraid of with shrimp? Are you like allergic? Was it like PTSD?
Yeah,
The family claimed that the unidentified chef tossed shrimp at party revelers 3 times, the last shot at Colatis, and refused to stop even after their pleas. Months following the party, he was treated by several doctors for various ailments.
Months following the party. Doc, my neck.
I'm all fucked up.
Food was good, but
I mean, the show was great. Oh.
Yeah.
He underwent surgery to relieve numbness in his arm. 5 months after that, he checked into a hospital with high fever and died. His family said the fever was a complication of the surgery, which wouldn't have been necessary if not for the initial...
I thought he had a broken fucking neck. Yeah. Come on.
yeah.
He's old. He's got everything.
Ow!
Yeah.
I want more.
Low
The
fiber
Colatis
diet.
family attorney Andre Ferenzo said, "This man was a rock. Benihana and only Benihana set in the motion the forces that led to his death."
Yeah.
Not even old age could do that.
Let's see.
You know what? You know what's really embarrassing?
That.
Yeah.
That whole scene.
Yeah. A lawyer saying that.
Yeah,
This guy was a rock. This guy dodging a shrimp like it was a fucking missile. He was a rock.
He could do anything.
The only people that could take this guy down
Yeah.
was the fun family. Come on. Shut up.
a piece of par-cooked crustacean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's just, you know, I mean, like we said, McDonald's thing ended up being legit.
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that coffee back in the day being
I remember
way
that.
too hot.
Yeah.
But, like, you know, as we went through with...
Very thin styrofoam cups.
yeah.
Barely. I mean, they were. Those things were those things would disintegrate like a fucking Benihana boat.
Yeah, and they're, like, made in these industrial fucking things. Like, it's hotter than, like, your kettle at home.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like,
it was well over boiling.
It's way too fucking hot, and that's not how you enjoy coffee
That's
at
not
all.
how I enjoy it.
No.
Anymore.
But at the time it came out, there was such fatigue, especially with
Frivolous lawsuits.
Yeah, the the fucking Bartholomew of it all.
The over litigiousness of the American
yeah.
people.
Yeah,
European
and
needs.
victim culture.
Yes.
You know, the thing of like something went bad and now somebody has to pay and now I need to get like, you know, fucking 10.
Right. Well, like this guy with the shrimp.
This guy, and you said he was already rich?
Yeah. Fur magnate.
Damn it.
Well, to be fair, you know,
The fur magnate undone by animals.
Yeah, with no fur.
Yeah.
Should have guessed.
It was a civil case, and the case was tossed.
Yeah, get the fuck out.
Tossed like a piece of shrimp.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
My
that,
neck! Fuck!
that
Imagine. Humiliating.
Yeah, it should be. I mean, it should for the whole family to even bring it up again. Let's not talk about that.
But that's the thing too, is that like you know, the personality of those guys in
the fur magnets?
No, the shrimp flippers.
Oh yeah.
It's a thing too where it's like It seems like they're like almost Rickles-ish, where like if you're an asshole, they'll flip more shrimps at your head.
Yeah, they'll make gay jokes and stuff. You know?
Yeah, they call you hockey puck. Yeah.
Tilt your head back. Open your mouth.
Hockey puck. Man, like what do you hit to sweep up?
I bet you hurt your neck.
I spent 4 years in the jungle dodging you. Now I gotta dodge shrimp. But that is the story of Rocky Aoki.
Wow.
Very
Founder
very
of
nice.
I had no idea.
Fucking incredible,
Dude.
So
what a life.
How did you become hip to it?
I think I saw something on Reddit months ago, and then I think I got served up.
Shrimp?
I think like based on my Google searches, I think I got served up a video,
Nice.
and I was like, oh, okay, and like I know Steve and I know Devin. And I was like, who are the more name recognition than him right now? You know?
Sure, yeah.
And then I got the book, read the articles. The New York Magazine article is devastating. Forbes has article. The Guardian, like they all people they did case studies on Benihana in business schools, just in how the model worked and what and why. You know.
So wait, how is it?
A lot of
so
investors.
it's not devastating that way.
No, the New York Magazine one is a devastating expose of like the drama within the family.
Oh, okay.
Right,
Like I left that shit out because that's not interesting to me.
Well, no, it is. But.
Yeah, but I mean, like, at the very end of his life, he starts suing his kids some of his kids.
Yeah.
The
And it's
disloyal
based
ones.
over in my opinion, you should watch Succession. Like if you want to
Right.
see
No, I agree.
like that's the least interesting stuff to me about the guy's life.
You're right.
Personally, and I just wanted, as I curated the story.
Yeah.
Like just getting into like, and then they put it in a trust, and there's Benihana Limited, Benihana Incorporated, and there's two different. And then she came in and was like, okay, I don't want to have to get a lot of to.
Do you know what? So reminding me of that is this is kind of embarrassing for me to admit, but you know I love to embarrass myself
Every day.
Thank you.
Right there with you.
Till last night, I had never watched Conan the Barbarian. And I watched it because I watched that Arnold doc. And
Patience with a wheel.
it was fucking amazing.
Sure, yeah.
It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, John Milius.
Dude, it's so good, and it is like that thing of like the perfect like crosshairs of like John Milius coming from like cynical Hollywood style, and then European like exploitation stuff and whatever else. But there's so much witchcraft and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great like special effects.
Is it Robert E. Howard that did Conan the Barbarian? I think it was Robert E. Howard from like the pulp stuff.
Oh yeah, I don't know who wrote it.
I could be wrong.
Yeah,
but it has a history of being more than just the movie.
But
Yes,
it makes me
very
think.
much so.
It makes me think about the original thing because it's all Khan, right? It's all Genghis Khan.
Yeah.
But Genghis Khan was like knocking on Rome's doors. And by that time, he was an old man, and he had given all the districts to sons and grandsons and daughters and granddaughters. And then they just started fighting among themselves and fucked the whole in a very succession way.
Yes. When he dies, then... Yeah.
Right. The whole thing is pretty much over.
Yeah, Robert E. Howard created Conan the Barbarian. And was
Pulp novel.
Yeah, and is regarded as the father of the sword and sorcery subgenre.
Yeah.
Sword and sorcery, there you go. You like your fucking Game of Thrones? Give it up to Conan the Barbarian, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea how witchy it would be. I thought it was really just something between Spartacus and Genghis Khan stuff. But there's so much magic in it. I had no idea.
Yeah, I have to give it a watch. I haven't seen
Dude,
it forever.
I've
certainly never seen it front to back.
I was very, very impressed.
Yeah. And Will Chamberlain's in it, right? Or is he in Conan 2?
Well, James Earl Jones is the big bad.
Oh, cool.
And he's incredible.
He's so...
Yeah.
And yeah, it has...
Andre the Giant's not anywhere in there, right?
No.
But I think in one of them, Will Chamberlain is in.
Well, yeah, I haven't seen the sequels or anything. But they set them up at the end in sort of like an epilogue scrolling thing. But all I was bringing that up was just to say that like these guys set shit up and then their kids fight amongst each other and
Yes.
It's what the Japanese proverb. It's like
Yeah.
the first generation makes the wealth, the second generation
expands it and
the
then
third
the third
destroys it.
Destroys it. Yeah. What is that from?
I mean, a lot of cultures actually have a similar proverb.
Really?
Yeah. But I think it's something like builds the house, expands the house, destroys the house.
Right.
Like
Yeah. But it is
because I think when you're born into the wealth, you take it for granted. You don't.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
two things very interesting. I mean, one is like you said, it's American by way of Japan by way of America.
Yeah.
And the other is that it is New York and not LA. For Japanese food.
Yeah.
Because
you would think.
Well, I mean, I didn't know until I moved out here that LA was, fucking.
It's right next to Japan.
It was it's
the sushi capital.
Sushi spread from here to the rest of the states or whatever.
And it's the San Fernando Valley has the best sushi.
But
Hiro.
the real cultural center of America was definitely New York for
the culinary center of the states was New York, especially during that time.
But he went straight there?
Straight there.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, he went to school in Massachusetts for a little bit.
Oh,
Let's not forget.
Yes.
Really formative years in Springfield. The formative years in Springfield probably went to the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Right, yeah.
He learned a lot,
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. It's also a thing too where I think because of
and he came of age in post-war Japan where it stopped being culturally Japanese as much as it was pre-war.
Yeah, and then such an American influence too.
Rock and roll, TV, like beefsteaks.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. Like
he would have been one of the guys Yuki Mishima was like, that guy is weak.
Yeah. Let me fuck him.
Yeah.
But also, it was that thing too where I think like the American public was also like, because of the good work, that happened with diplomacy in post-war Japan and Germany, where it was like those countries were like our best friends suddenly. So it was like you could go to a Japanese restaurant and be like, hell yeah, because they were like some of the best allies in the world, and a lot of it is because.
Well, we made them be.
Well, yeah.
Well, no, but also
we pumped a ton of money.
But also, like they took on like. All like the health benefits, like all that socialized like stuff that like
we don't give ourselves.
Yeah, that we didn't give ourselves, but FDR wanted to.
Yeah.
But fascinating, and I do love a good old entrepreneurial immigrant story,
especially with mistresses.
Yeah, with multiple mistresses, and then it really is. I mean, the book's called American Hiro. It's the prototypical American, I don't want to say rags to riches, but like
wagyu
to witches. That was. But I know beating a dead horse a little bit, but American by way of Japanese by way of America, like the hibachi / teppanyaki style of grilling existed before the war, but it was only after the war when there were returning GIs and tourists that they repurposed that tool to suit that customer's tastes.
Yes. And what is his birth date like?
38.
38.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, yeah.
But prior to that, there was a restaurant called Misono, and I think it's still around.
Wow.
In Kobe, Japan.
Okay. Yeah.
They serve fucking like A5 Wagyu that's so fatty it looks like pork.
Wow.
And that's where that, cooking American food, Japanese style right in front of you kind of got its start, and then he ripped that off too.
Yeah.
But making it a show was kind of his making the dinner the show was him kind of tapping into his father's entertainment past and his own entertainment past of like, look, you're sitting there watching it. I mean, fucking tell me a joke or something.
But also, it's like
crazy.
Can you imagine if the guy fucking cooking burgers was standing in front of you in the same way? That is such a part of it because it's interesting and not just this like.
Well, the thing is that like even if it's bad, it's good.
Yeah.
Because now you have something to talk about with your date.
Yeah.
Even if the joke sucks.
Yeah.
You go like, what the fuck did he?
And the guy's always doing you a solid. Like he's always wingmanning.
Yeah.
The guy cutting off the guy at the Al Pastor
yeah.
on the road.
The
like
sidewalk
he's
over
not
here.
fucking talking shit. He's just making exquisite El Pastor,
Yeah.
but it's not a show.
Yeah.
No. But it is cool to look at.
Yeah,
It's
when they spin it. Yeah,
oh, when
really,
they flip the pineapple and catch it in the fucking. It's kind of the same.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, but it's not Benihana cool.
No, it's
Yeah.
not.
But also, the thing about like a guy like that saying his missteps very openly, even though, like you said, it's a puffy book.
Yeah.
But just saying like, and then he invested in this and he lost all this money, and you're going like, okay, well, he's probably got a lot to write off, so it's okay.
Yeah.
But like, just being
What next?
open and honest about kind of your failures is always a cool thing, especially after you're successful.
Yeah,
And, like, I wish I knew more about the porn side of stuff. That would have been cool.
I think he got out of Genesis pretty quickly, but it lived on as under somebody else's stewardship.
I read
Yeah.
Swank, yeah.
Well, yeah, Swank doesn't sound like the Bible, so it's better.
Yeah. From the book of Genesis, Centerfold 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful too. Yeah.
Still, you can
Fucking
find.
Job decked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can still find some old copies on eBay and stuff like that.
That's fucking cool, man.
And he named the club after the magazine.
Yeah.
Was the magazine after the club? I don't remember.
And that's is that like Studio 54 time yet?
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
very
Oh,
good.
it is Studio 54.
It is, yeah.
It's 74.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, but it just didn't pan out.
Yeah,
it
but-
was trying to do too much.
It was the thing to do, though.
You got a restaurant, a health
French
club,
restaurant, yeah.
paddle, tennis, and the.
I just started watching the Studio 54 doc that's out now, and it's just like it's such a splash that like you forget it's just 3 years.
Yeah.
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like people are still talking about it.
It's just such a scene.
I mean, I guess I could. There's a group of friends that I have that I could be like, oh, do you remember there was a time in LA there was a nightclub called Les Deux. You ever hear about Les Deux?
No.
There was a few years it was really popular where like all the fucking like Paris Hiltons and Lindsay Lohans were going to that place. It's in Hollywood. But like nobody outside of LA fucking knows about it.
Right.
Nobody outside of LA who's now between 40 and 31 knows about it. Everyone knows about Studio 54.
Right.
There's a movie made about Studio
Yes.
54.
But the thing is that like I know if I was of age in Manhattan at the time and I heard about Studio 54, I would be like, that sounds bougie and annoying.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure it was.
sure.
I mean, I'm sure it was kind of self-selecting that way, where it was like,
Oh, yeah.
people want to go, but they're also like, isn't it gonna be some shit? But then like, you like some people, it was like their fucking religion. They were like, this is the first place I felt like
And-
myself.
Yeah, and it's not for the bridge and tunnel crowd.
No,
And they'll make you know it.
And it is for like cops on the take and drug dealers,
Yeah,
and movie stars
yeah.
and artists,
Rock
Yeah.
stars. And,
Yeah. They're not letting people in.
Yes,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
Mostly keeping people out.
Yeah,
And that's why it's a good nightclub.
right.
exactly.
Guys that came from the Springsteen.
You don't want to go to a club where they're letting everybody in.
No,
They'll let
no, no.
Springsteen in, but other guys who saw him play.
Oh, yeah, Max Weinberg. Not Weinberg?
Yeah, Pamela Hilberger in.
Hey, were you that broad that wrote about that Japanese restaurant? No, that was Clementine.
Clementine, yeah.
Clementine.
How
Prattle
Burger.
Aaron, that was excellent.
Was that a fun little
That
profile?
was Aaron. There.
I had no idea that guy was so crazy.
His boat disintegrated.
You know I love finding out about crazy people.
Especially Japanese.
Yes. I think all the time about how Pearl Harbor must have been the funniest thing. From the Japanese perspective, do you not think if it's Sunday morning and you're coming in with like a million airplanes and you're going, these guys have no idea. People are playing volleyball and stuff. You're like,
Let's launch a bomb into their mouth.
Might hurt their neck if they died. you know.
yeah.
It's all right.
It was like the biggest fun joke and like Pearl Harbor stories.
Oh, yeah, dude. It's Oppenheimer in theaters. See it now.
Well, it wasn't funny after that.
Yeah, it turns out.
Oh, fellas.
There is just really quick. And I don't know if this There was one there was a laugh out loud moment in Oppenheimer.
Oh no, we'll Patreon.
That. That was a laugh out loud moment.
Yeah, I remember it.
All right, stay tuned for that. Happy birthday to Jesse. I'm going to say goodnight. I love you. My name is John Fahey.
Good night, I'm Aaron Pita.
Good
Good night, everybody. We love you.
night.